Hello everyone and welcome to the Iron Warrior Cosplay Q&A with me, Iron Warrior Cosplay. Now, this is an interesting one for everyone because not only is this a very out-of-the-blue Friday Q&A, but it's quite a special one for me personally. It's basically the man who helped me get this going. When I say this, I'm talking about what you see here on screen, the stream itself. Like, I wouldn't be able to do the stream back when I actually started streaming if it wasn't for the man you see on screen here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fantastic TuxWhiteTiger. How are you doing, my friend? Are you okay?
I'm alive.
You're alive?
I'm alive, and in these trying times, that's something.
You're alive during COVID. You're alive during COVID, and that's a good thing, dude. I hope you've been looking after yourself. I hope you haven't caught it. I hope you've been well.
Well, I did end up getting it. But
it's not great, I tell you what. Although don't get me wrong, I haven't had it, but I've seen people who have, and it's been pretty damn shit, I can assure you. But you got better, and you're here, and you're kicking ass and taking names. You're doing all that kind of stuff. So for everyone here, Tux and I have been friends for going on 13 years now, if not more. I guess, if not more. And what he did was he told me, he's like, do you need a streaming PC? I was like, yes, I really do. I need help with a streaming PC. So instead of going the path that I thought I was going to go, which was ask Tux to sort of sit there with me and so we can talk parts like Ryzen CPUs maybe, or maybe like we were saying a P400 GPU, we were talking about that kind of thing, putting a parts list together and getting a PC done. Instead, what he did was he was like, come on over. I think I've got a bunch of parts that I could just give you. And I'm like, oh, okay then. Like, I'll just take a bunch of parts from you, I guess then. And he was like, yep, absolutely. Just like, come on over. So we came over. We went through a bunch of boxes. I think we went through a ton of them to just try and find parts. And not only that, you have to make sure that like parts are compatible with each other. Obviously, you can't just put any CPU into any motherboard. Something has to be compatible one with the other. Then you've also got RAM also, that kind of thing. You got to make sure you find at least one 8GB stick, at least, or like a 4GB maybe, but you'd struggle a little bit probably. But not only that, then obviously you've got like let's say power supply. Definitely you need a power supply.
Making sure you got enough wattage on the power supply. I mean that was something I think was probably the biggest challenge. I'm
not gonna lie, it is currently the issue I've got now is trying to upgrade a power supply. But there is a streamer called Godan who is an absolutely like great sort of contributor to the stream. He's also a very, very good friend of mine. Like we didn't know each other until I met him through Ranger of Krieg, and he joined my stream and then became a subscriber. I've been on his streams chatting and stuff. Not actually on his streams, but I've been like in his chat, having a chat with him and stuff. We've done a bunch of stuff. And we have not only built one streaming PC. The first one died, and we have no idea why.
Yeah, that was just
that out of the blue. The second one, my GPU exploded.
Yeah.
So I put the other GPU I had into that, and that worked for a bit until that PC just died. Then we've got the one we've got now, which is the big, hefty aluminium one, with a different power supply. And it had a new power supply. And the other one, I think we found out the other one just wasn't strong enough. It was like
it wasn't enough to cope with everything.
It just wasn't, especially the GPU. The GPU was like for a 1 gig. I've forgotten what it was. It was an older card. Like for a 1 gig, quite a small, just GPU. It was a hefty power. Like it was 100. It was 175 at idle. I think it was. I think when it started doing stuff, especially running 2 monitors, especially when it started doing stuff, it was just beyond. But anyway, with this machine now, we have a P400 in it now. The same power supply, same CPU, same motherboard, same RAM. It's got an 120 gig SSD that I have. I had that in my old machine. I'm using 120 gig SSD, which is, and as you can see, things are running much better. Now, quite recently,
just Jesus.
Just touch wood.
Touch wood, just Jesus.
Quite recently, as many of you will know, the stream PC I had before I got the P400 card we thought the GPU was dying. Turns out the GPU was dying. But not only was the GPU dying, this made no sense to us. But for some reason, this, and I say for some reason, it's a £14 Wish microphone, but for some reason, when this was plugged in, it was not only affecting my webcam, but it was affecting the fact that every now and again it would shoot up a load of static, and it would just, it would top out, it would redline the audio, and it would make people go deaf. So by removing this from the equation, I'm using the microphone I normally use upstairs on my main machine, which is like my gaming PC, my own personal computer. This microphone with a swap out, things have been working. Obviously, with a P400 as well. We know that much. The P400 did very much make a difference. But things have been running so much better. Obviously, again, touch wood. Thank you, Tux. Touch wood. But I have this man to thank for it all. If it wasn't for my friend Tux, who we've been friends for obviously since secondary school, if we hadn't have sort of met, then I don't think if we hadn't have met in school and become friends, this wouldn't have happened. I don't think I'd be streaming right now. I'd probably still be saving up for a machine if I decided to stream at all. So that's basically just that, and that's that much insight for you guys into what this man has helped me do to set up this stream. So I want to say huge thank you, like on stream. I know I've done several posts, but I want to say a genuine. I want to say a genuine,
and you're more than welcome, buddy.
Genuine, heartfelt thank you. Now, as many of you know, I have got a Stream PC upgrade running at the top there. That is basically to get not completely new parts, but to get newer parts that are at least in the last 4 years rather than the last 10. Obviously, the P400, that's going into my next machine. That's a given. That is just a straight up given because that's a brand new GPU. The SSD probably I might get a bigger SSD. We never know. It's not so much storage I'm after, it's the speeds. It is the speeds and stuff. Hey, Wild Tracks Gaming is in the chat. He's put number 1. Hey, if you're first, go down and see if you can click the iron coin and see if you can redeem first. That'd be really cool. You can actually be officially first to the stream. But we've done quite a bit to the Stream PC and to the setup in terms of the settings and everything like that. Oh, Casual Props beat you to first. Casual Props beat you to first. Oh, Casual Props beat you to it. That means that second and third are available. So I'm going to see who takes it. Zuggarug is here. Don't heck him do it. Zug is here. So second and third are available for anyone who jumps in second and third, obviously. I really appreciate you guys turning up here to this wonderful stream with my wonderful friend TuxWhiteTiger. So enough babble about how long we've known each other, what he's done for me, and literally scratching the surface of what he's done for me to help me actually get set up to stream. But he has just put his foot, or should I say paw?
Yeah, you get away with paw.
If that's not too cringe.
It's very cringe, but I'll let you get away with it. I won't shoot you down.
He's just stepped in to the cosplay world and the cosplay community. Yeah, now, if I'm right in saying you have actually attended a Comic-Con, but not in costume, if I'm correct, or have you done one in costume? I know you've been to a Comic-Con.
Right, I did MCM Birmingham and Cardiff Film Gaming and Anime Con.
Oh, so you did the Anime Con, but you also did Birmingham MCM.
Yeah.
Nice. Zug saying one of us. Yes, good. He is one of us. Yeah, you did a big one then. You did a big one, MCM. That's a hefty con. And I take it, did you do that in cosplay or did you just go as a?
No, just went as a pleb.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, that's not a problem.
Me and nerd shirts.
Is that what kicked you in? Is that what got you is that the bug that got you was when you saw all of these people? Did you think then suddenly, boom, I want to fucking do this. This is something I want to do.
The weird thing is that it was actually a few years before that, because I sort of always liked the idea behind cosplay. It's that sort of fanciful, like bringing imagination into the real world.
Yeah, yeah.
type thing, along with like the sort of theatre side of it all. And it's like when you're stomping around, you're not necessarily you are Iron Warrior cosplay. You are
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You
Do you know what I
sort
mean?
of
And it is
you get into a
you know,
character.
everything changes. You get into the character and you play a part.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm not gonna lie to you. I also not discovered recently, but some time ago when I was being interviewed, they were like, well, oh, what's the name of your character and stuff, and I'm like, well, I haven't actually got a name for the Iron Warrior. I haven't got a backstory for him, and when I get in him, I tend to be mute. I tend to go mute, and I feel that's scarier. I feel like that's more dreading on people kind of thing, and I think that's kind of cool. But obviously I don't want to scare the crap out of too many people. I do actually say hi sometimes. If someone comes up and says, hi, can I have a picture with you, I just nod. But then if they're like, oh hi, like if they genuinely need something, of course I'll talk to them. But speaking of that, if I'm right in saying,
mind you, I guess my first sort of semi cosplay that I did was the first generation Saber-Tooth Tiger that I'm currently developing now.
That's literally what I was about to ask you. That's literally the first one you've done, isn't it?
Yeah, because I the first prototype of that, I actually went to a fur-con and wore that. And again, I had a similar attitude to you.
Was that for... Which one was Kafuzzled? Kafuzzled. I remember. I tried to remember that name because it was kind of a funny name, and I was like, "That's a funny." Yeah, because you actually have been. Because obviously, as many of you know, not only are you TuxWhiteTiger, but they saw by the image I used for the stream that Tux is indeed a filthy furry. Honestly, no hate here, but I tell you what is really funny though.
Hate. Don't worry. I don't get offended.
When I do see a furry at a con, when I'm in my Iron Warrior, I do want to go over and be like, "Can I have a photo of me executing you?" Execute the Xenos. Obviously, I take it you've seen Flash Gitz, the Space Marines versus the furries. And
I love it. I find it hilarious because I get it from both sides. It's sort of where it's like, I get why. Yeah, it makes sense.
Like, for example, Zug's just put now, I think he's safe. No Black Templars are here because Black Templars are the Space Marines now. Have you seen their latest one? They've just released quite a latest one. There's a new one. It is actually pretty damn funny. They're all funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are pretty funny. But honestly, even though the fact that you are currently working on another version of your furry cosplay, it's not gonna be your default furry cosplay where it's an anthropomorphic animal. You're going a little bit further. You're gonna do some fur, but you're also doing robotics.
The whole point of what the Saber-Tooth Tiger is like was originally a like armored battle suit type deal.
That goes
so
like
that
goes over the furry then, so they wear it like armor kind of thing.
Yeah, because like I guess part of it comes from almost like Zoids, right? So the idea is if you were to try and cosplay as a Zoid, what would it look like?
I got you, because like. You were talking to me about it because obviously what I've done is I've offered Tux the use of the workshop in terms of when he needs stuff fabricated or if test parts and stuff need cutting or I need that kind of thing.
Actually building.
So as an extension of the thanks that I want to give him for helping me set up the stream and stuff like that and get the PC and stuff running and helping me with like infinite amount of extra tech support. With obviously, if I can't fix something, I'm like, right, I'll have to call Tux to see what he says. I've offered him the use of the workshop. Now, when we were talking about that, I remember you saying you weren't quite sure whether it was going to be a furry that is adorned in armor, or whether it was going to be a furry that is augmented with mechanical parts and armor and stuff like that, where it's sort of like it's part of it.
Well, I'm really embarrassed, so please be nice, guys.
Oh my god, yeah. This is also Zoids. Now that takes me back to my childhood. Love those shows. Yeah, Zug, I loved it.
This was the sort of thing where it was a little bit better and more finished the first time round because I ended up trying to rework it all, and it all went horribly wrong. But basically, it was just the idea behind like this sort of solid visor. It's very dusty because it's just been sat on a shelf forever. Because I really don't like it. But it's the idea of just like this completely reflective sort of look, and so when you're silent and you don't make a sound, and you get into a lift, and someone else gets into the lift next to you, and you just sort of look at them, they just shit themselves.
Is that a Mark II? Is that the Mark II, or is that like the first? Is that the first iteration, or is that the second iteration?
This is a rebuild of the first.
So that's your second. That's your Mark II then, or your
kind of. So I want to rebuild the head for the Mark II.
Yeah, of course. Because
the first time I did it was actually out of essentially gum strip and paper mache.
Yep, I remember. Did it weigh half a ton?
It was chunky.
It was a thick boy, wasn't it? If I remember.
You were definitely aware you were wearing it.
Yeah, if I remember rightly. With you saying sort of like, you know, you'd for example, you would put that on and go into a lift and not say anything. Obviously, as someone who is not a member of the furry community, I do know a few like furries and stuff. But what is the etiquette behind the not talking? Is there a rule within the furry community where you are not allowed to talk when you're in your fursuit, or is it by choice of whoever's wearing said?
It's purely a choice thing. Up to the suitor, where if they want to. If they want to speak, they can. A lot of people also use like I can't remember what they call them, but they're basically like imagine a bit of balloon stretched between like a couple of arches of plastic. Right. So
right.
You blow through it, and it like does a high pitched whistle. But if you then like depress it with your tongue, you can change the pitch.
Oh, I've seen those. Yes, I have.
I know a fair few suitors.
So what, do they keep that in their mouth all day?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that must kill your jaw. Like,
oh yeah,
it must kill your jaw. But then I've seen a few fursuiters with a removable jaw. Well, no, not removable, a movable jaw.
Oh yeah.
So when they speak, it actually speaks with them.
Most speaking suitors tend to have movable jaws, just because then it makes a bit more sense.
Okay, fair.
As opposed to a static jaw and speaking, it then.
Just like a really muffled, Well, I was going to say, I mean, they are in a fursuit, but yeah,
it looks even more weird when the mouth doesn't move and sound is.
In terms of the anthropomorphic side of things, where you know they need to move and sort of open mouth, and I've seen a few fursuiters where they blink, the suit blinks, and they can actually make it wink, and they can do that kind of stuff.
A lot of that tends to be done with like bike cables and just like hinges and stuff. So
that's
it's actually
interesting.
Controlled on the paw, so that they can actually sort of do that. And essentially, that it's a wrist strap that has the end of the bike cable attached with the tag sort of on a finger somewhere, so that when they do that, they can make it.
That's kind of cool. Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering, there will be links in the chat, but they'll all be the Discord and my social links, because Tux is so new to the cosplay community that he has yet set up any social media for Tux the White Tiger, his cosplay. So he has no social media links. So for right now, Tux is not online. He is not like sort of online in terms of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. He's not on anything. So, you know, understandably, he is brand new to this. And when I say brand new, I mean, like I've been saying, he's still in the development stage of working on his cosplay. Also, thank you. Oh, Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him. Do the hand thing, Tux. Do the hand thing. Copy me. There you do the hand thing. Praise be unto him. Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him. Ahoy, praise to you all. Steph Sketches, hey, how you doing, Steph? Welcome. For those of you who just joined us, this is my wonderful friend, Tux the White Tiger. We call him Tux for short. He's an absolute legend. He's the one who helped me start off streaming by, you know, helping me with multiple computers, the first, second, and third, or 3.5. You know, the different iterations as they slowly died, and then we found more parts and stuff. But this is the man who did it all, and I decided I put my foot down and said, I'm doing you your own dedicated Q&A stream this Friday, and this is what it is. So that's why it was such short notice, basically. So back to the talking and not talking thing, because I spoke to a furry while in my Iron Warrior. And I just complimented them on their first show. I was like, that's a really great first show. I really liked it, because they had a tail that did that. I thought that was really cool, and I was like, I complimented that, and they just nodded and did their paw thing. I was like, okay, that's fair enough. They don't
Was
talk.
it like the nod shy? Like
No, it was just like did that with their paws.
that one, yeah.
And again, didn't know what that means, so I was just like, okay, and I was just like, awesome. Sort of walked away and everything.
Normally, I'll tell you exactly what that is. That is, I'm assuming you're saying hi. I don't have a fucking clue. I can't hear a thing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Because I was wearing my helmet at the same time, so I was like, I'm up here and then they're down there. So it's with that though, when I was out of my suit, they came up to the table and they saw the suit, they saw my suit, and they started like talking and doing their hand thing, but they didn't actually talk. So I struggled because I didn't know what they were saying or doing or that kind of thing, and they were like looking at the props, and I was like, "Do you want to pick something up?" And they were like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay, that I get." And it was just like. If they had to, can they talk, or is it like is it fully shunned? Would like a Men in Black suits come and pick up the first suit and walk them out and be like, you have broken the rules of like the because it gets difficult sometimes, like when you're trying to talk to them and just compliment them their suit. If you just compliment them, walk away, fine. But I was trying to have a conversation because they were just stood there like at my table, and I was just like, well, it'd be rude not to talk to them. So I'm trying to talk to them and like make communication, but they won't. Just no.
No, so some people don't, and they don't like it, and that's sort of like their choice because like that's what their character is. But like my friend Panda, she had a collie suit called Thistle, who had one of the mouth squeakers and did nothing but swear and insult people the entire time. That was just her persona in that suit was just like, fuck you, get out the way.
Well, okay then, that's
like. And then, like, her other suits are then just, like, hecking adorable and just, like...
Hecking really adorable,
sweet.
I liked.
And it's just sort of like... And then you actually meet her out of suit, and she is just the most chilled, laid-back person ever. And it's just sort of like, man, yeah. It's, like I say, it's the sort of thing of, like, when you suit, you're putting on a character. And, yeah, personally, I think some people take it too far. Other people are just, again, because like a lot of suitors in the furry community tend to be quite shy individuals. Like almost everyone I know ends up just being like, I'm massive social anxiety, really uncomfortable. You put a fursuit on, no one knows it's you. You're a completely different person. You're a different character. You can do, say, act however you want, because that's not you doing it. That's the suit doing it.
Well, with that though, don't you guys tend to wear a lanyard with your persona and stuff on a lanyard thing like that? And then also, if you're saying, for example, you were saying like, you have anxiety and stuff, and you put the fursuit on you. I know so many friends like that. For example, last stream I was saying I have a friend of mine who cosplays as Deadpool. Once the suit goes on, he turns into Deadpool, and when he's out of the suit, you can barely get a word out of him. It's sort of they're very, very quiet. And that's fair enough, but it shows the power of cosplay, and that's what I love about that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the weird things for me, like, because me and you have obviously had this discussion.
Of course, 1,000 times, like 1,000 times.
It's it's like, because I remember asking you once whilst drinking around your place, I think we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and I randomly came out with, it's like, would you consider fursuiting cosplay? Because it's the sort of thing, like, because to me it's very similar in the way that there's a thing that doesn't really exist, but you wish it did. So you make it and then wear it and become it.
Yeah.
And so if you sort of use that as an umbrella term for that's a definition for cosplay, then yes. I mean, it has to be like an already created thing, because that's just a weird sort of side to it all.
I don't think I would do well as a fursuiter, because knowing me, I would like take my. Apparently, this is something I've learned from some of my furry friends. Some of the fursuiters in the community that I know in the cosplay world, they you cannot take off your head.
Yeah, that is what is referred to as ruining the magic.
That's called ruining the magic. What if you are literally dehydrating and about?
Then you take your head off. It's like if it like essentially the rule is you know when you're getting too hot, right?
Yeah.
You know. A good sort of 5-10 minutes before you need to take your head off, I'm gonna need, I'm about done now. I'm gonna need to de-suit. So in a lot of fur cons, they actually have dedicated headless lounges.
Wait! Please tell me it's called a headless lounge.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
referred to as headless lounges.
good God, that's funny.
And sometimes fursuit lounges, but the common term is headless lounge. Which is
Headless
where they have like
lounge.
monster sets of fans in there, and essentially it's just somewhere where a suitor can go in there, rip their head off. There's normally like some salty snacks like pretzels or something like that, and somewhere to get some water, and then you drape yourself over a fan to cool down for 5 minutes, and then stick your head back on and go off back out the door. So it's the sort of place at which where
I love
any
that.
con goers don't have to see a headless fursuit,
Yeah.
and yet there's an easily accessible safe space for someone who is getting a bit too warm but doesn't want to necessarily desuit. They just need to cool down for 10 minutes. It's sort of somewhere for them to go where it's like, yeah, look, this is
like a safe space to cool down.
Yeah, because it's the sort of thing. It's like if you walk past a headless lounge and decide to stick your head in, and you go, "Oh my god, you guys are ruining the magic!" You're just an asshole.
Yeah, fair.
It's like
fair.
if you deliberately go looking for it and find it, and then go, "Hey," it's that's unreasonable.
We do have a question, by the way, from the chat, from my moderator, Nick the Chill Valhallan. Question, do any suitors put a directional microphone and earpiece in their costumes so they can hear?
That is a good question.
That is actually a pretty decent question. You could literally put the microphone in one of the ears.
Yeah.
And then the earpiece in your ear so you can hear. So when you turn your head, you literally hear where it's pointing, as if you're an animal.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I know a suitor that does that because he does a lot with like animatronics. So he was one of the first people to actually develop the finger blinky eye thing.
Okay.
And I know that he played about with it, but in the end, because a lot of fursuit heads are built using the bucket head method.
Right.
Essentially, you get a sheet of like 1 inch thick soft core foam, wrap it around your head, and like mark it, and then you just cut down that line, hot glue it together, shove it on your head, and then fold the top in.
Right.
And then mark, cut, and glue, and then you cut out eye holes, mouth holes, and ear holes. And so what some people then do is leave, because then when you build up more foam around the outside for shaping, what some people then do will deliberately leave like holes, so it's literally just got to go through the fur into your ear. So if someone is then sort of speaking directly at the side of your head, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And that tends to be the way most suits are now built. Again, because like it's one of those things. Like, I'm sure it's the same in cosplay, because like EVA foam wasn't the default for cosplay originally, and it's the sort of thing of these things evolve as people find new methods of doing things to then turn around and go, actually, guys, you know what? This is awesome. Use this method.
Because I've seen a few people now make aluminium frames and then 3D print the nose and stuff like that, and it looks very real, and the eyes are very real. The eyes are like these
resin glass eyes.
Like a resin glass eye and stuff like that, and then like the jaws hinge, and then when they open their mouth, but they're not as exaggerated in terms of size. They're more small and sort of more detailed and fine, rather than the full big hands, big furry sort of thing.
That's the sort of thing with fursuits as well, is to get the proportions right, whilst then being able to get detail in when you're working with something like fur, because fur just mutes everything.
Yeah. You can hide a lot of crimes with fur.
Yeah. Like, if there's any unevenness, if you wanted, say, like sort of ridges or something like that to sort of like show like a scar line or something like that on an arm, the only way you'd do that is through very carefully shaving the fur. And that's
because you literally use a hair, like literally a hair trimmer.
Yeah, you use like a hairdresser's set of clippers to do it. Although a lot of people also use dog clippers. Because it's a slightly coarser hair.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, if you're cosplaying as a dog, then
It also makes sense.
It makes sense. Steph Sketches in chat was just saying, like, I like seeing Mickey Mouse costume without its head. It's just not done. It's like when you take your head off. That's understandable.
Like
That's understandable.
Ruining the magic.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever. I've had someone when I took off my helmet and then Harry took off my balaclava and then just my beard popped out because it's a big sweaty, just messy hair, messy beard. I had a woman just go, "Oh, good lord." I didn't expect you. And I was just like, pardon? She's like, I didn't expect you to have a beard. And I'm like, thanks. Cheers. Really appreciate it. I do have a beard. and I'll find that you will know it's glorious and leave me alone. No, it's not that bad, but it was funny.
Beard, impossible to grow beard.
Her shock, though, her shock was just a bit like, okay, she was properly jarred by it when he took off my balaclava and just happened. He was just like, oh, wow. So that was kind of funny. But so you're currently obviously building your latest creation or your final rendition of the suit that you've wanted to build for some time.
Yeah, it's been coming on like nearly, I guess, 10 years in the process for the Saber-toothed Tiger.
And for people wondering, for people wondering why it's taking so long and why it's taken 10 years, is you'll see shortly. I think what we'll do is we'll start off with let's start off with Chip. Have you got Chip with you?
Do Chip? Right,
let's have a look at Chip. So you guys can see.
Isn't part of the Saber-toothed Tiger. It's a prototype suit with some small twists on my part, but.
And obviously, please take your time with delicate electronics. There is no rush. We have plenty of time on stream, so please take your time. You have no rush at all. By the way, if you guys have any questions for Tux, please throw them up in the chat. My moderator will throw them up into the stream chat that I have up on my phone, and then when I can fit them in, or when we hit like a point where this question is finished, I will jump in and I will ask that question there. As well as helping me with my streaming PC and getting everything set up as well, Tux has also helped me the other night with some troubleshooting at the very last minute before stream went live for the mod stream. But as many of you know, the microphone would keep peaking the whole stream, and we ended up finding out that literally, I think all of my problems, bar the GPU, obviously that was one of them, was obviously the microphone. Like as we were saying, this horrible microphone. Now, my original plan before this microphone died was to eventually save up and get a different microphone and possibly a different boom, and I was going to do a giveaway where I was going to give the microphone, the boom, and everything away to somebody who has just started streaming as sort of a, let's get you going off on your sort of starter pack, your streaming starter pack. But honestly, we are lurking. I like that. Nate the Chill Valorant says we are lurking. If you put exclamation mark lurk, I have got a command for that as well. Lurk the Valhallan. But that's what I was planning to do. But sadly now, with this microphone no longer working, I can't do that, which is a massive shame. But it's the way things go. But Tux, how is setup going?
You know that bit where I rearranged and tidied up my desk and everything so that
you could show stuff off.
Make it a lot easier. Yeah, I've lost a cable.
Take your time. If you know where it is, that's fine. If you know where it is, that's fine. Now, Nate the Chill Valhan, the chatter slowly fades and disappears into the misty abyss, watching, waiting. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I like that one, I do want to change it if I can. I really like the ones that Ranger of Krieg do. Harry has some really funny ones. He has Lurk, and believe it or not, he has Lurk and Unlurk, which I thought was really, really well done. I don't think I have an Unlurk, so I might actually ask him for some ideas if he's willing for me to pinch some of his ideas, because I'm not gonna lie, I really like the Lurk command. I think it's pretty awesome. With Tux currently away, obviously going to get the cable for his parts and stuff, we will do some chatting very soon about his actual current build, which involves, you're going to love this, which involves a turret, air conditioning as well, and an actual cooling vest, not just like a shirt that you put on, but an actual shirt with tubing all over it and a backpack sort of chest piece that he's built with a refrigeration unit. I am not making this up. I am not making this up. This is actually stuff that he's been doing. It's why it's taken him so long to get to this stage. I say we, by the way, because I'm going to be helping Tux. Actually, they descend into the warp. Oh, that would be pretty cool. Nate, that is awesome. I might have to remember that one. But like I was saying, I'm saying we because I'm going to be helping. I'm going to be helping Tux with his build here in the workshop, and I'm not even sure whether we might even stream some of his build when we're building it here. But we'll see what happens. Mostly, I know we'll be working out parts and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll be doing like the complete build here. I know he'll be doing a lot of the building at his place as well, but I have offered him the workshop as a space to test it out. That sounds amazing. The Iron Harry. The Iron Harry. That would be great. I'm not going to lie. Although, the Iron Harry could possibly be a thing because Harry is making an Iron Guardsman soon. And that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. A Chaos Guardsman with hazard stripes and stuff. I can't wait to see him do that. It's going to be so sick. But I really do like they descent into the warp. I'm gonna have a look into that and see if I can change the lurk command. I like that. Tux, you are back, my friend.
I am, and if I was a real professional at streaming, I would have thought about all of this beforehand, and done things like loaded up the development environment and stuff for Chip, and
trust me,
a little bit more sorted.
Trust me, but I know how you feel, and don't even. My streams have been very janky recently. Season 4 has not been the smoothest season.
I have noticed.
It's been pretty rough. Right, Chip is Chip there?
Chip is here.
Chip is here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at Chip. So let's see Chip first. Show the people the wonderful Chip.
The face of Chip. So it's approaching.
And I love that Chip blinks. Chip blinks.
Chip does indeed blink.
Is that just on a loop then? Is it the blinking?
The exact code for it is it generates a random number between sort of like 1 and 5 seconds, and then adds 5 seconds, sets that as the next delay.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, he just blinked very quickly there. So that must have been a short one.
Yeah, so
that must have been a very
anywhere
short
between 5 and 10 seconds.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like the little smile he's got as well. That's pretty adorable. Oh my God. And is that both sides? Is that both sides?
Yeah, that is both sides are essentially a mirror. So he's naked.
He has no head. You tore his head off. And I love that they're just flat boards in the end. They are just flat boards.
Oh yeah. So that is sort of the image that actually gets rendered out, and it looks a little bit weird and very dirty. But
yeah, but isn't that what you want, though?
Oh yeah, but it's the sort of thing. It's like, because when you then hit it with the side profile, it sort of makes a lot more sense.
And you've got the top piece there, if I'm right, the 4 arrows with the circle.
Yeah, so these 4 arrows are basically going to get mounted sort of on his forehead.
Right.
So it basically will sit sort of like that, and then that will be sort of sat behind, because this bit will be covered essentially by fur and foam.
Are you going to be able to see? Are you going to be able to see the crosshair with the arrows and stuff?
No, if you're tall, yeah. Or if I look down.
I get you. But I mean, like, if you were to just move your head and stuff, people will be able to see it. All right, fair enough. Yeah. And obviously, I take it if you go to, from what I've heard, like there are like furry events where they have like a nightclub and stuff. You're probably going to be Mr. Disco, going around with your LEDs and stuff. That's going to be pretty sick. I know that
I love the dance really badly.
I know, dude. You're telling me, dude. You're telling me of all people. I mean, come on. I'm one of the dancing Space Marines. We dance terribly, but is there any other cool little stuff that he can do? For example, like what you've just done there. That
would be his sad face.
That's a sad face. Oh, angry face.
Angry. Can't quite see it because it's actually slipped out on the thing.
That's okay. Don't worry. You can.
has also gone horribly wrong, because that's supposed to be like an angry, grumpy, like snarly look.
Don't
going
worry,
on
like
there.
you said, you are still currently in development.
prototype.
It's
Oh,
prototyping.
yeah.
It's although by any chance, is that his nose breathing heavily when his nostril
Yes.
opens? So that's his, like
That
his
is
nostril.
exactly what it is.
That's his like nostril bit. So he's got to like
Yeah.
sort of breathing heavy. That's pretty cool. I do like that. I like that. Oh, frumpy floof from Nate the Chill Valhan is very frumpy, very grumpy frumpy floof. I like that. I think that's very, very adorable. But is that his shocked?
Then that's the ooh.
Ooh, shiny things.
Yeah.
Oh, the question marks. This is so cool. This is so cool.
His forehead is then all like the fuck.
Giant question mark. That's so sick. Honestly. Seriously, guys, what do you think of this? Let me know what you think in chat. That is absolutely awesome. If you have any questions about this, please ask away. Tux is probably happy to share any and all info about what he's doing. I know for an absolute fact that when it gets to the point where it's like, cool, I like your fursuit, we've cut these parts out and stuff like that, it's like, awesome. Do you have a free weekend? Because I want these LEDs and stuff in my space marine. So it's gonna be one of those like, oh no, and you're gonna be like, yes. And I'll need to get all the links for you to buy all the stuff. I'm loving it. I think that's
weird,
so cool.
Because I've been messing about with this stuff now for so long. Sorry, it also keeps disconnecting or reconnecting to my computer at the minute.
Oh wait, I mean, no,
like,
you are moving stuff, and obviously you are moving and stuff like that. Is not a problem at all. It's not a problem. We can see the top plate and we can see the thing, so you don't actually have to move anything if you don't. Oh, that's cute, little heart. That's so adorable. Holy crap!
7? What was 7? Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Had to be done. It has to be done, right?
Oh my god, hold on. Oh my god, hold on. I think I have the sound clip about the demons from oh my god, hold on, I think I might have it. I think I have it. Hold on.
Oh no, demons, please don't eat my ass.
Ooh. For those of you wondering, by the way, that is from Asylum stream, and it is amazing. Please don't furry. Please don't eat my tail. Ooh. Oh, Nate, no, that's so bad. Nate one. Oh, good God, that's awful. By the way, guys, tell me how loud that was. If it was too loud or too quiet, please let me know. I'm still working on the sound clips. I'm going to try and use them during this stream so I can test them out. Because again, during Q&A streams, I don't tend to use sound clips and stuff too much. But with Tux and stuff, it's kind of a different story because we can just banter because we've been friends for so long. Oh, that's sick. What's that for? Is that
random effect?
Just a random effect? Oh, awesome! I've been told it was the perfect volume. That is awesome. We have another question. We have another question from the chat, by the way. From Zug, Zug the legend, the man himself, my new moderator, the absolute legend, the mad lad himself. How could I learn how to make an eye board? Is there any way he can go and learn? Do you have any suggestions or way you can go and learn this kind of stuff, other than obviously Googling it?
Yeah, which is essentially how I went about it, because this is actually what is supposed to be sort of sat in the frame. But I figured because that's supposed to hold the mouth, then 8x8 for the thing, small dense 16x8 for the eye. But I was just like, just go 32x64 and just have a giant screen, because then I could do fun things with stuff bouncing around.
That's pretty cool, though. That is pretty sick, though.
So, if you wanted to make just like an eye, you wouldn't necessarily need a panel this big or even this big. They come in various sizes and various densities, distances between the actual LEDs. And all you then need is the ability to copy paste, Google, some patience, and something like an Arduino.
Something like an Arduino, and I know I know there's a lot of people who use Arduinos.
ESP. I use Arduinos a lot, and this one is actually being driven off an ESP. ESPs are a lot more powerful, but a lot more
expensive.
No, they're slightly cheaper.
Oh, interesting.
but they're a giant pain in the ass.
Okay. There's always a downside then, I guess. There's always a downside.
Yeah, it's unless you know what you're doing, I'd sort of go. "Mm," but the maker community for electronic stuff like this is absolutely amazing. So, you're based in the States, so Adafruits should have lots of suppliers out there that you should be able to look up. Everyone who sells something like a display matrix has then got the whole thing of going, well, look, here's the library, here's some examples. So all you do is you grab the example, you load it onto your Arduino, you follow the pinout of the diagram that's on the website that you bought the board off of, or wherever you got the library from, and then you start breaking the code. And then you just sort of go, it's trying to do this to begin with, right? And you just have to, if you know how to code, it becomes very, very easy. If you can't code,
I like Nate the Chilvan's scribbles down notes. I'm sure, though, if anyone did want any of the links or information, they could contact you in some way. I take it you do have an email address, if I'm right in saying.
Yes, but I don't give that out.
You don't actually give your all right. No, that's no problem. That's no problem because I know you have multiple.
The Iron Warrior Cosplay Discord. So
you are on the app.
At me.
You
feel
are.
free to at me on the Discord. If you have any questions about this, guys, jump on the Discord. I'm more than happy to provide sort of assistance with anything like this, or if anyone has any questions or stuff like that.
I love that both Nate and Zug threw the Discord out. There you go. It's double the Discord. It's double the Discord. Double Discord. Double Discord. Because I know for a fact that you had multiple email addresses. I wasn't sure whether one of them was like contact me here. So I just thought I'd ask.
No, I need to make one. But the other
obviously,
bit that is difficult to sort of see. That I'm going to try and re-angle camera a bit for you guys now.
Go ahead.
Well.
Go ahead. Oh, look at that!
Very hard to see inside this little nest of cables, but this board is actually the ESP.
So that's what's driving it all.
That's driving everything, all the displays.
That's madness.
It also has a small display on the top here.
It has its own display.
Yeah. So, it's actually got. It tells me what face it's pulling.
Oh.
So at the minute, it literally has the word happy written on it.
So by any chance, then, is that board inside voltage. Then? Is that board going to be inside your helmet to tell you what's what?
It's going to be mounted on the back of one of these display panels so that I can see it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because I'm planning to change the faces, I'm using flex sensors. They're in the box over there.
Yeah, let's rekajig you back into.
So as I'm doing hand gestures up here, people can also see them.
And what we'll do, we'll move on to your other stuff in a moment. But I need to hear more about this.
Yeah. I've actually got some gloves designed for handling art because they're actually quite slippery and very smooth. It's just high density cotton gloves. And what I'm going to do then is stitch another chunk of a second glove onto it with what's known as a flex sensor. They're a couple of inches long. As you bend them, the resistance changes.
You showed me that. That messed me up because it was just a piece of plastic he just bent and it changed. And I was like, that's not... technology's gone too far.
So the ESP is then going to read a couple of analog inputs from a glove so that as I do sort of that or something, I can then be like, okay, every time I then do that, just increment the face by 1, and then when I let go, make that the face.
And just leave it as the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be the sort of thing so that, just sort of sneakily doing that and just going like, so it would be like happy, sad, question mark face. All the while it's still showing like happy face. And then when I just let go, it then goes, right, okay, it's time to do it. But so I can do that. That doesn't mean anything to it. It's only if I start out like that or whatever, it then goes, okay, I need to now start listening to these gestures.
That's so cool. There's so much I'm going to learn from you, and I'm looking forward to every moment of it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what else I can do with the big guy, eventually, with the upgrades I want to do to him and stuff. and it's hopefully going to be a hell of an adventure. So there will be more to come with Tux. So but ladies and gentlemen, that is Chip. That's Chip. That was absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate you setting that up and showing us and going to get the cable and stuff. I really appreciate the demonstration.
No worries. I mean, I'm super proud of him.
You should be. You should be. I mean, I have a feeling it would take me probably a good 2 or 3 years just to get the damn thing to blink. Like, let alone actually do faces.
His final look. So this is actually like one of his ear cups.
Oh, cool. So is that 3D printed?
This is indeed 3D printed. And
Awesome.
It's lovely and scratchy. But so just sanded down the outside, and this has just had quite a light, quick coat with an epoxy that has a high tint opaque pigment in it. So the idea is that his face is going to be like surrounded. So like that's his lower jaw that sort of sits on.
Oh, I do like that. I think that looks really cool.
And then it's this top bit that then goes sort of on over the top. Except, so that will just be like this glossy white sort of finish like that. Because I really like the contrast.
Yeah, it looks it genuinely is this gonna have is Chip gonna have a movable jaw then or?
No, it's not going to be a movable jaw. And what do you guys think in chat? Help me out.
Come on, chat. Let's help him out. Let's help him out.
I can't decide if I should speak in Chip or not.
You should have a voice synthesizer or something to make you sound a bit robotic. I think that'd be cool.
I've been thinking, what about doing a Bumblebee from Transformers, the film?
Yeah.
And using like voice clips and film clips and radio clips and stuff like that from songs.
That would be cool, but you would have to have a big library.
And then how the hell do I manage it?
And then how did you manage it? I'm not gonna lie, we're getting so far. Nate the Silverhound, yes, but voice synth, so like a synthesizer voice instead.
Yeah.
Like that would be pretty decent.
Only speaking memes.
Oh, yeah. Or only speaking just memes. Like, hold on. Perfect time. Perfect time to piss around with my soundboard. So you could literally walk up to someone and go,
Hello there.
Hello there. from Star Wars, like when Kenobi's like, hello there. And if someone doesn't go, General Kenobi, maybe auto-tune the hell out of your voice from Zug, that would be pretty cool. Casual Prop says, add a Raspberry Pi with a microphone, do text-to-speech, and then match the speech to audio clips.
Okay.
That could be do simples. From the Meerkat advert. I mean... But as you can see, Tux here is a very talented man. He is a very talented guy. When he puts his mind to something, he pretty much gets it done. But I do like the sort of dedication you have to Chip and your other fursuit cosplays that you're going to be working on.
Because I'm just wondering because I have a sneaky suspicion that I may have removed the GIFs.
Only a couple of months' work. Owen Wilson WoW clip. You definitely need one. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I should add. Do you know what? I'm gonna add that to my Stream Deck in my sound clip folder. Wow. Because that is really cool. I'm gutted you didn't say it in Loki. I'm heartbroken he hasn't said it in Loki. So yeah, but it happens. I mean, I guess he wants to be taken more seriously, other than just the wow.
Yeah.
But
there's one-dimensional acting, and then there's that. It's just single voice line guy.
But 100%, I'm gonna be, Barney Gumble burp. Yeah, that could work. I mean, Tux, are you writing these down? Owen Wilson's wow, Barney Gumble's burp. Sorry, I keep saying Barney Gumble's burp. That would be great. But you know what, right? I've been wanting to move on to it, and it's one of the biggest things. Now that you're packing Chip away, it's one of the biggest things that I've seen with you so far, and obviously we will get onto other stuff as well. The Wilhelm scream. Oh my god, I need to get that one. Do you know what, Nate? I'm going to write some of these down.
Yes.
I mean, Owen Wilson.
Just anytime someone looks at me mildly concerned, just be like,
Wilhelm scream. You realise I'm doing these after stream. A guinea pig happily chirping, Zug says.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Because the persona that I've got in mind for Chip is a very sort of happy, bouncy, like, oh my god, I'm just really excited to be here. Whilst at the exact same time, I've already got a picture in my mind. I want a photo of me with all the question marks on my face whilst us pointing at like a shrub.
To point at a rock, just a rock.
just like, what is this nature? I don't understand. Or like a duck, like, do you know what I mean? Or just something.
A singular banana on a table. Just a banana on a table. Just what is this? Rogaldorn's no. Oh, no, I don't want anything from Rogaldorn on my soundboard. Absolutely not. The only thing I want on my soundboard is
Iron Within.
Iron Within. That's what I want. What I wanted to ask you about next was your cooling vest. That's what I want to ask you about next, because I know for a fact that I've worn this vest and he's plugged it in, and it is intensely cold. Like, it is mind-blowingly cold. Where the fuck was this shirt during this heat wave that we've been having, Tux? Come on.
Well,
did you ever sit down at your computer desk and wear it for the whole day? Because if you didn't, why not, is what I want to know. Seriously.
Yeah, like, I was having meetings in work and stuff with it. It was just down there with it plugged in. Yeah.
I've just been given another sound clip. Hold on. Boop this creature. Oh my god, why didn't I think of that? Would you show me and chat your cooling vest? You don't have to put it on, but would you show the sheer massive technology and the sheer insanity that is your mind, Tux?
Okay, so everyone's familiar with the concept of cosplay, and, you know, you can sort of appreciate, even if you aren't a cosplayer yourself, encasing yourself in foam,
what's cosplay?
Cosplay.
Cosplay? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that.
No, I'll tell you what. Turn around. It is written there. Like, no, it's the sort of thing. You know, you encase yourself in stuff, and then try and like run about, do stuff, be active, and run around a con, where it's generally in summer, when it's generally hot.
Dude, even during winter, I'm suffering.
And you're insulated. It gets a bit toasty in there.
Oh,
now,
God.
I'm not one for boiling hot weather. You know, I'm Welsh. I like Welsh weather.
Same.
You know, our summers are like, oh, God, it's a hot day today. It's like 22 degrees. And I'm like, oh, geez, that is hot. So, you know, the whole like 30 bullshit we've been dealing with recently, I've just been dying.
Same.
So, you know, the concept behind it was, there's got to be a better way than like hugging an ice pack every 10 minutes. So I came up with an idea. Wouldn't it be awesome?
This fucking thing. I still can't get over this.
To wear air conditioning.
Just look at it. Look at this.
I got myself a bit of motocross armor.
Oh, show us the back. Oh, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at there is basically a refrigeration unit mounted to this man's back.
So you got an AC compressor pump here. Evaporator unit. The condenser unit is actually buried in this giant block of foam back here. If I was a real professional, I would you know, do it so the camera could see. Control board on here. And basically, hot water goes in, cold water comes out. Pump, small res. Pump and small res on the bottom with some quick fit connectors.
The quick fit connectors there.
So these are literally just quick fit connectors from who made these?
They're like hydraulic ones, hydraulic pipes from like tractors and stuff like that. You just they're just quick fit connectors and stuff like that. And I will say this though,
I have an obnoxiously long power cord attached to it.
I will say this though, as someone who has worn this, and I'm not gonna lie to you, you'd think, oh, that looks heavy. The weight is distributed so well with the armor that you're wearing. I'm not even kidding. I could wear that all day, and that's coming from someone who wears a Space Marine. I could wear this all day.
Yeah,
It's that
it's easy.
the weight is that well distributed. It's decent.
Yeah, a lot of effort went into that.
100%, I can tell. I think
Yeah,
everyone
so
can tell, if I'm honest.
with a quick disconnect, it's literally that's how you connect it. That's how you disconnect it.
That's so quick.
So and zero leaks. Like
barely
nothing
any
on the end.
water comes out. That's
So
and
the
yeah,
water-
show us the shirt. Show us the shirt. Yeah,
the
absolutely.
water gets pumped around
Look
the
at
cool
it.
shirt. Now, I kind of got this idea
It's
from
madness.
endurance racing, like 24 hours of like Le Mans and stuff like that, and 24 hours of Lemons and basically long endurance race type things.
Yeah, like
Where you're in a race car for hours and hours and hours and hours. You get quite toasty in there because AC isn't something
you
that's
would.
really considered essential for performance.
No, especially in a car. The
So-
pumps are heavy. It's ridiculous.
So what they do is they have these shirts on and they have a bucket in the back with a pump in it with a load of ice, and it just pumps the cold water around the shirt.
It's
And that's essentially
absolute
it. It's just vinyl tubing
fucking
stitched.
balls to the road. That is it's
a shirt.
madness.
I was intending on doing the stitching myself and just getting some vinyl tubing, and then it was like trying to find a fitting that did like that 4-into-1 type scenario.
I'm really glad you bought a professional one. I would
And-
hate to see you at a con and it just suddenly leak everywhere.
Explode. Yeah.
I would hate that. But honestly, it's hard to get across to you guys how instantaneous it is and how
It is
weird
mad.
it is and how just weird it is feeling. Because the thing is, you can feel the cold water going around the tubes on your bare skin. You can feel the water going around. And then when it reaches your back, with your back being quite sensitive, oh my god, it is the weirdest sensation. It's really hard to explain and get over to people, but it is madness. But it's also incredibly quiet. It is incredibly quiet.
Yeah.
Considering that you're wearing a refrigeration unit. Don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. You've got, for example, you go to a con, there's audio and stuff around you. It wouldn't matter if it was loud anyway, unless you were stood in a lift or someone. Because when you stood in the lift, suddenly the convention noise just goes dead quiet and you're just in a lift. You might be able to hear it then. If you're stood next to him in a lift, you actually might be able to hear some whirring, and that's fine.
It's the fan at the minute, because I've got these fans on it that are way too stupid for what I want. They are redonkulous, but I had them knocking around spare. They're out of servers, so noise isn't normally a big consideration when it comes to servers. So they are just fucking rainless.
Like the server room at school or your work is just like loud as balls.
Yeah.
But when you're walking around a con or anything with the ambient noise and everything that's going around and everyone talking and other noises and games and stuff happening, you literally can't hear it. But Casual Props has just said, get a patent as soon as possible. Like, get a patent for your system as soon as possible.
No,
because
I don't think I'd get away with it.
Because this
is based off of a prototype unit from a company called Rigid.
Rigid? That's awesome.
Yeah, RIGID. I'm assuming it's pronounced Rigid. I've never spoken to them on the phone, so I've never asked them to pronounce their own company name. And I'm dyslexic, so reading shit isn't my strong thing.
Amen. You're preaching.
But other than that, it's an EK water block pump res combo. And other than that, the only other bit of magic is a DC to DC power converter.
Yeah, which you pretty much got to have, obviously, because you can't just go straight.
This thing full chat will pull nearly 35 amps.
And you were saying the batteries that you've got quite a hefty battery for it, obviously. How many hours did you say could you get out of that one battery?
Well, I've got...
Because I remember you said you worked it out.
Yeah, so I've got 8 of these that I'm planning on having a 3D printed box to basically strap them to the front along the chest.
And what power are they now?
So these are...
If I'm right in saying...
6,000 milliamp hour, so they're 6 amp hour batteries, and they're 14.8 volt.
That's not too bad.
Batteries.
14 volt is...
So it's kind of up there, but all my systems are 12 volt. And I know what everyone's saying, well, why didn't you just go for the 3 cell and then 12 volt and all the rest of it? Yeah. the reason why I didn't go for the lower voltage batteries is that I would much rather have the higher voltage and then kick it down closer to the component that's actually going to end up needing it. One, for weight, and two, it actually provides a better power solution. So if you have like a high current draw snap on and off with any sort of regularity, the last thing you want to do is cause like a voltage droop in the batteries, because you're always going to get a voltage droop on a battery if you turn on something
whatever you're pulling. If you pull from something, it's always gonna, like when you turn a kettle on, the lights in the house tend to like dip a little bit sometimes. Like.
Yeah, and it's literally that, because some electronics super sensitive to voltage dip. Right? So the last thing I want to do with this is have my like visual display unit reboot on me. Because this has gone, oh, I sense that you're a little bit warm. I know, I'll kick the pump on, causes a voltage dip, and then resets now your face. I'm blind and I've got to wait for my Raspberry Pi to reboot, cameras to initialize, my software to load, to then get the display back up on my visor so that I can then see out again.
It literally
because reasons like.
You're going to, like, honestly, but like, it's great. Like people ask me, it's like, oh hey, cool visor on your helmet, how'd you get it? It's like, oh, it's this sheet from this place, here's the Etsy link, and you just hot glue it in. Brilliant. You're like, I have a Raspberry Pi connected to this using my software that
yeah.
And it's just, I love the level you go to. Is there any chance, and this is a, because I know you have a new Rode microphone, is there any chance you could pull the Rode mic down and fire this puppy up so people can hear it? That's if your Rode mic will pick it up. If you don't, that's not a problem. I just thought I'd ask, because you never know. You might have had it.
Yeah, you should have mentioned it before the stream. I didn't think I was going to be demoing this.
It's not a problem. You don't have to demo it. You've shown people. If you could do us a favor, though, Zug was asking, can we get a close-up on camera? If you want to pick it up and just show us a big close-up of the camera, that would be great.
Sure.
You do not have to run it, honestly. I just thought I'd ask, because it's always good to ask. Like,
because the whole thing is that AC pump there, because it is an air conditioning pump. It has an oil sump.
Oh,
so
okay.
If it goes on its back or upside down, you kind of need to wait 30 minutes before you can run it.
Yeah, of course. Like moving a fridge, like moving a fridge in a house. You have to wait a bit for it to settle.
Yeah, see, everyone thinks it's the gas that you need to wait for. It's not. It's the oil.
I love that. Look at that.
Because I spoke with their R&D guys for hours on end about how much this and that can I get away with, like, because if you think about wearing something,
you're going to be walking around,
and everyone's like, oh no, fridges have to be completely upright all the time. I'm like, well, okay, that's going to make me like a statue, not so much down for that.
Plus, if you jump or something, that's gonna be. Casual Plus said, isn't running it dry a problem?
Running what dry?
The pump, for example.
This pump, it's got fluid in it.
It's got water in it currently. That's why I was asking him to run it.
If you can quite see
it is just water. But that's why I was asking him if he could run it. But obviously, I didn't pre-ask him whether he could set up to run it, and that's not a problem. If you can't, that's not an issue.
That would go boom. But I'll tell you what I'll do is if I find, because it's normally propped up on a chair.
Well, that's fine. Also, Casual seems impressed by your Armorflex insulation on your tubing. At least I think he's impressed. He says, oof, proper Armorflex insulation. Whether that's a good oof or a bad oof, I have no idea. But honestly, that thing is insane. And like I've been saying,
no expense.
Yeah. I remember you telling me how much you spent on it, and I'm not going to mention it. Don't worry, it's confidentiality.
Yeah. Okay. So the cheapest part of all of that was probably the motocross
harness,
and that was like 110.
Oh, good lord! But that's fine. That's fine. So with cosplay and stuff now, are you aiming to get this done by next year?
Chip, yes.
You're getting chip ready for next year. So what kind of convention are you aiming for? Are you aiming for end of next year at London MCM in October or something, or are you aiming for an earlier con next year?
End of May.
You're looking for an end of May. Is end of May? What's end of May?
confuzzled.
That's confuzzled. You're actually aiming for an actual furcon. That's going to be cool then. That's a shame though, because I was looking forward to seeing you like at an event I go to, and obviously I'm not gonna lie, I would not be happy.
I am more than happy to come to other events. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the sort of thing. It's like because I know confuzzled so well, it's the sort of thing of which where I know enough people there to give me honest feedback.
Yeah.
And essentially to like play with me and just sort of be like, you know, have a bit of fun with it and sort of get me out of my shell a little bit.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Because the other thing I'm probably going to have a real struggle with is, I'm sure people on stream will notice this as soon as I mention it, but I flap my hands around a lot.
Yeah, you gesture a lot.
And that is going to be one thing that's very tricky when everything that I do is going to be gesture controlled and accidentally changing my face all the time. And just all going jazz hands,
and then your face doing a million
face
things.
Just going, so, yeah.
Now, with this cosplay, the one involving your cooling shirt and your pumps and stuff like that,
the Saber-toothed tiger.
The Saber-toothed tiger. With that, are you going to probably need a spotter then? Are you going to be one of us then and get yourself a Harry? Are you going to have to get yourself a Harry to help you out? Because, I mean, clearly, obviously, electronics and water and Arduinos and fur and stuff like that, if something was to go wrong, a spotter would be pretty damn handy.
Yeah, because in the Saber-toothed tiger suit, I'm planning on using, actually, this camera.
Oh, brilliant! And what camera do you have currently? Is that the 4K that you found and
so it's
put on a board?
Yeah, it's a 4K like module. You know what? I can't be bothered to run away again and fetch stuff from the other side of the room.
That's okay. That's no problem.
But basically, they are
God.
like yay big, and with quite a wide angle sort of view on them. Wider than it currently looks.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's wider
because we have cropped the stream.
Like Tux asked me to crop him in both sides because there was stuff in the background. It was just he was like crop me in, so I've cropped me in a little bit as well from this side so that we match. That's probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen Zug type is, do they make furry Harrys? I'm gonna have to someone screen grab the image of Zug saying that. Like Nate, if you could grab the screenshot of that and put it into the stream chat and then at Harry, because that is, I want him to read that completely out of context, and I need that to happen. Like I need him to see in the stream chat when he jumps in, he'll be like, oh, I've been added in the stream chat. He'll look at it and he'll just go, what? It's just Zug saying that. That is absolutely awesome.
I actually find spotting a little bit weird with you cosplay guys particularly, because in the furry community, like spotters don't tend to be so much of a thing at conventions. It's only if you go out, like if you do any like street performing with it in fursuit, then take a spotter with you, because if you don't have a handler, it turns a bit.
You see, now that's interesting. There, what you've just said there. Now, I have found, speaking to, because I have a lot of American friends now and stuff. Americans tend to say handler, where you just said handler as well. Whereas us boys in the Warhammer community, we tend to say spotter, which is kind of interesting.
More of a British thing.
Yeah,
it's a British Americanism.
Yeah, it's kind of
pavement.
It's kind of interesting. I really like that. I think that's awesome because you just said it. So, but I was going to ask you then was, are they called handlers in the furry community, or is that just a term you prefer to use instead of spotter?
No, it's weird. It's like I say, it's a British American thing, and I will just switch back and forth because, again, number of Americans that are furries, versus number of the Brits that are furries. It's sort of like in the community, you'll probably see handler written more online, but if you go to any like UK cons, it'll be spotters, which is just it's a bit of a weird thing, bit of a head bug, but it's what it is.
Zug just said, like, are they called leash holders? Are they called leash holders?
No.
But I like that though.
They do the same thing as spotters for cosplayers, but in general, you don't need them at furry cons because there are so many suitors and so many let's say, not on duty.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Cosplayers there, like, you know, everyone has spotted or handled, depending on where you're at in the world,
Of course.
one of your friends at some point. So you end up getting to know what to do and stuff like that. So, you know, you see someone sort of flopped in a chair and they look like they're dying. They're probably dying.
They're probably dying.
Help.
Yeah.
If they're, you know, but again, it's the weird thing as well, because, you know, concealed face, it's a little bit tricky to tell. Like,
Question then: if you saw somebody, if you saw a furry fall over, is that sort of a thing where it's like fuck it and just take their head off? Is that
depends on the fall.
Well, I'm talking if they were walking and then suddenly IRL, not comical, but like a stagger hit a wall, sort of hand against the wall, and then sort of fall, and you're like, that person's just fainted. Can you then just run over and just rip their head off?
Yeah, like if someone is clearly like fainted versus like tripped. Like if someone
tripped. If you saw someone like a step and they tripped over and they sort of staggered and sort of tripped or whatever, that's different. But Casual Props is saying. Casual Prop saying it sounds like the suits are properly engineered and don't fall apart though, whereas most cosplayers are held together by duct tape and good intentions. I tell you what, mine used to be held together with sort of good intentions. Now it's held together now. I'm quite happy with it. My cape before was just like the weight of the chain is what held the cape forward. That's all that held the cape onto my Iron Warrior, was just the weight of the chain pulling it forward was low enough that the cape would stay on. But the cape I have now is so much heavier, I've bolted it on. So the chain holds it, but it's bolted on, so it's not going anywhere. And that's what I love about it. So, you know, when it comes to fursuits, I have seen a lot of really good quality fursuits. But
the weird thing is, like, because the way I look at it is that people buy a fursuit to last them. Because that is their character, that is their personification of themselves, or their ideal character, or however they want to view their persona. So they're expecting that suit to then last 10 years, and they do if they're well looked after. Whereas with cosplay, a lot of the time it's what is the flavor of the month.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because
do you see what I mean? It's the sort of thing of like, obviously,
what's popular now.
You're very much different in the way of like just sort of like, no, Space Marine, it's hardcore, well established, very canon, and that suit can last you. Because if you think about it, if you then go and imagine trying to do a Harry Potter cosplay now.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It
would feel offbeat.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Harry Potter cosplays, but not recently. So yeah, I get what you mean.
But then a Rick and Morty cosplay now, fine. New season's just coming out, still very relevant. People are still watching it. People get who it is. It's immediately obvious. All that sort of side of it is fine. And it's only then if you go into, let's say, true legendary sort of territory, if you were to cosplay as Mario.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? Just that persistent level of that's just common pop culture and will be for many years to come, has been for decades, and that is how it goes.
Nate, yeah, you're dead right. J.K. Rowling being a piece of crap doesn't help.
Yeah, sorry. I was. You know, it's really hard. Like, try and think of something that's irrelevant nowadays.
But with that said, Nate's totally on the money with that. Is the rules of the mosh pit and the rules of the cosplay have a surprisingly large crossover, and that's true because me and David have been in a nightclub and we get bashed around a lot by people who they see two giant Space Marines dancing and they think they can squeeze between us, and then our shoulders come together at the same time, and we have hurt people. It's hilarious, but it's their own fucking fault. Like, it's just, they shouldn't be. If they see that, they should just go around. It's just, you see a bollard in the middle of the road, you don't drive straight towards it, you go around it if you can go around it. It's just, it's madness. But but with that though, we have I know, for example, you obviously you like electronics. Who doesn't? I mean, more specifically, you like very crazy electronics. For example, like bendy pieces of plastic that you know register movement and stuff like that. But what I want to show everyone here, and it's the one thing I've been keeping back because I love it so much. And also, before you get out, I tell you what. I would love to integrate this into a cosplay that I want to do down the line. And it is a 40k cosplay. It is a Warhammer cosplay. But I want to integrate this into my next cosplay. And Tux knows for a fact that he is going to be the one I'm going to kidnap, throw into a car, bring to my workshop, be like, help me build
It's like, make things do things.
Make this do things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tux's amazing turret. And when I say turret, we call it a turret. You'll see now. He's gonna set it up, and I am just in love with this. What he's doing, like the piece of tech that he runs, genuinely makes me incredibly happy.
Fucking 12 arms to actually like maneuver at any given point.
Tux, if you move it more towards the other end of the desk, so where you've got the big open space, that way we can see it a bit better. But yeah, it is insane. That would save you having to move your camera down too much. There you go, right there. It's fine. It's
just the case of needing to.
There you go. Back towards you a little bit, I was going to say, and then people can see a bit better.
Then you can see that, and you can see that.
There we go. Now then, this is amazing. I genuinely.
Now, just to clarify, this doesn't always work.
No, true. But
very much
honestly, this is such a cool bit of tech, and I love it. And I'm hoping when he develops, like, you know, the last version of it where it all works and everything. Don't enslave a furry. It's not a good look. I mean,
don't worry, we love it.
I've seen some things that the Iron Warriors do. Trust me, you guys in the 40k community know. So I don't think enslaving a furry is so bad. Right, let's see if this. Oh yes, it works. Come on, my guy, this is so cool.
Okay, so
explain what you're doing and explain how it works.
Right. So, let me just put that down and just tell that to shush for a minute. So, as part of the Saber-Tooth Tiger, the concept behind the suit is that it's an armored battle suit. So the idea is that you're covered in plate armor, you're supposed to be rock solid, very sort of Space Marine-esque, right?
Yeah, of course.
Concept. Except it looks like a Saber-Tooth Tiger with, like, glowing fangs. And a shoulder-mounted cannon that raises up and then the barrel drops down. And then sort of wherever you look, the turret will sort of turn to look with you.
It's so cool.
So
I can't get over it.
Right, so what I have here on this board, it's a little bit difficult to see because of how all the cables are hanging onto it, is a tiny sensor. It's the blue bit.
The little blue board.
Out of all of this, it's actually only the little blue bit that is the sensor. And that is a 6-axis gyro and accelerometer with temperature sensor.
I can't wait. I really hope this works. Oh my god, I really hope this works on stream.
The idea is that as I turn my head,
look at it.
It is being super twitchy.
Yeah, but it's still working though. It's still working. Look, you're still moving it.
Yeah. That's why.
Do you have to reset it?
Yeah. Let's reboot you. Do that.
You reboot that. This is it's so cool though. Like.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look at it! Right, have a look at this. So look, as he moves it, it moves the turret left and right. But when he also lifts it up and down, it raises and lowers the turret. How fucking insanely mind-blowing is that? I know. People.
If I had blue tack, it would be a little bit clearer to see because I could just.
Oh, trust me. It is coming out on stream. I've got it on the preview here. It is coming out on stream. But what's really cool is I know that some people in chat probably can just think, whatever. I can whip that out in a weekend. To me, I can't do this level of tech stuff. Yeah, I used to work in IT. Yeah, I used to do PC builds and stuff like that. Yeah, I set up the lasers, did bits and bobs and general stuff. But when it comes to this level, that is some. Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. The Viking says that's some Iron Man shit. Fucking amen, right? It's badass. It is so cool. And,
Yeah.
and,
The
and
idea is
it's
that I'll have the
madness.
sensor embedded in the head, so wherever I turn to look, if I look up, down, left, right, wherever, because I'm really looking forward to the idea of scaring the crap out of some kids, where just at a con, and then just like deploy the turret so it comes up, does, and then just look down at them and just have a turret point down at someone.
I'm not sure what casual means. I'm probably going to read this wrong, but did you have to do quaternions? I've no idea. Maths for that. I've never seen that word before. My apologies if I've read
Normally,
it
so
out
I'm going
wrong.
to go with no.
What did you have to do to make it so that it looks and works and everything? Is it just the hardware that you've got, or is it also software
It's a
based?
combination of some snazzy software that I wrote with the hardware.
With the
And
hardware.
the hardware does a lot of the bulk work, so it's just through some various input filtering that I'm doing on the Nano, I end up storing buffers of what angle it's pretty sure it is. And that's the best way I can describe it. So I then have the servos that then have absolute position. So I can say, right, turn that servo 90 degrees and it will do it. And then I go turn it 90 degrees the other way and it will do it. And then go straight on and it will do it. Now, the problem then is what happens is that it can drift. So if I be a bit of a dick to it, and I'll have to hold it so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, I mean there's gonna be some input lag because obviously the motors can't keep up with how quick you're moving.
It's not even just the input lag; it's then clock drift. So this is now facing a little bit more this way, whereas the board is facing that way. So that is just due to essentially drift. So it's doing its best to keep track. So as part of it, I've had to bake in a reset button that basically goes, okay, just square yourself back up again. So that at any given point, I can look dead ahead and then hit the button and it goes, okay, say it's sort of pointing up there a little bit and it's just actually, no, it's there. That's where it needs to be.
That's so pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of those in my next cosplay, please.
Yeah.
That would
the power distribution system
exactly, but that's what your Harry is for. So always good to have a return to send button. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is. It's just a self home because the servos have got absolute positioning. The servos know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
And they have real feedback, and it's very positional through the PWM signal. So the servos are self-controlling. So I can just tell them, right, turn to 38 degrees. They will turn 38 degrees and will be set at 38 degrees. And they will do that time after time after time after time with no slip. So I can zero out the input of my buffers that I'm doing for all the coordinates, because this is also giving me roll data as well.
I was going to say, could you possibly make it? I was going to say, could you make it roll? So that would work up, down, left, right.
A new Iron Warrior has joined us.
Hey, awesome! Thank you so much, Levy. You're an absolute legend. Levy, the Viking, has just followed. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Welcome to the Iron Warrior Cosplay Q&A. This is my wonderful guest, TuxWhiteTiger. My name is Iron Warrior Cosplay, as you can see here. And for anyone else new in stream, if I've missed anyone in chat, please give a follow. Welcome. We do streams every Thursday and the occasional Friday stream. I'm trying my best to actually do a Friday stream, but this is a special one-off Iron Warrior Cosplay Q&A for the wonderful TuxWhiteTiger. Nate the Chauvinhan has a question. Are you going to set a point that it can return, that it can turn past to so it doesn't smash you in the face? I actually asked him the same question. Like, if he has a gun on it, if he looks over too far, is it just going to go donk into his face?
Yeah, well, part of the things is that these are actually 20 kilo per centimeter servos.
They're pretty cool.
They've got a good chunk of input into them. So actually trying to keep that from moving, like at this point here, you have to be applying like 20 kilos of force to try and stop it.
How much weight did you pick up with that? Because you put that. What you did was you mounted that to the edge of your desk, didn't you? And you made it lift a weight.
I had to bolt it.
How much weight did you say you lifted with it?
Right at the very tip of it, it was moving 10 kilos like it was nothing.
Oh, that's mad.
Like it was literally just zip, 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 not a problem. Didn't even slow down.
So much power. So much power.
Which is why the power side of all of this is such a state, because
of course.
Yeah, because they're being overvolted slightly as well. So they're running at 7.4 volts. I mean, I got a multimeter that I could check. Can't be asked. Pretty sure it's 7.2, 7.4, something like that.
Oh, Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him. Forgive me for just turning in and catching up. What is the motion control for? When he does his Cybertooth fursuit, I guess, he's going to have a turret that comes up from the shoulder, and then wherever he looks, the turret will look as well. It's for his upcoming cosplay, and it is going to be amazing. Look at it. It's so cool. It is so cool. Honestly, I genuinely can't get over how cool it is. But honestly, Tux, can I just say thank you so much for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. You're a library of information, and it is absolutely mind-blowing how much information you have to just give to people. And I like that you just happily help anyone out with as much information as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing of like, it looks cool. I could walk someone through it. I actually can't share the code for this because I've lost the code for this, so I now need to rewrite it all, which has annoyed me greatly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because I was trying to find the code because it does a weird glitchy thing when you first boot it up where you then need to reboot the Nano, and that's what I forgot to do. That's why it wasn't working.
That's why it wasn't working. I got it.
I had to then reboot it. But, it's the sort of thing like I've, having to hunt down, where do you get these servos from? And where do you get the sensors from? The power components, just all the bits that have to come together to make this a solution rather than just a collection of parts is tricky. Integrating that into an actual cosplay, damn near impossible. And that's where I need your help.
Well, exactly. And that's where we can help each other. That's where we can help each other. Galactic Elephant has got a question saying, Tux, have you ever made it to Midwest Fur Fest? And if I'm right in saying you haven't actually left the country, but you know about Midwest Fur Fest.
I know about Midwest Fur Fest. I would love to go. I am terrified of planes, and that is a long-ass flight from the UK to the States.
That is a long-ass flight. That is a long-ass flight. I'm not even kidding. It is madness. How I'm not gonna lie. I did say I wanted to go to the US at some point, but with the way the world is right now, the US has been less sort of. I've been less wanting to go, but I do still want to go to Canada at some point in my life. I would love to go to Canada at some point.
The only way you would get me the other side of the pond is to have like 4 months off work with enough money to like survive on holiday for 4 months. Just it's like if I'm getting on that plane, I ain't going to America for a weekend, all right? That ain't happening.
No. You're gonna go there for like you're gonna go there for a few weeks, if not a month.
Yeah. So it's that sort of thing of which where I'd want the time to be able to do and go and explore and see. It's the sort of thing like America's big place.
America is fucking huge. It is colossal.
A lot to do and see. So...
It is colossal. It is absolutely massive. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to just say thank you to everyone who has come to this little Friday stream that I've been doing. Like I said, I did say on the Discord that I was trying to stream every Friday and do a solo stream every Friday. It has been more difficult recently due to obviously tech issues and stuff like that, but also with trying to schedule people in for Season 4. It's been more difficult this time around for Season 4. Not particularly sure why it's been as difficult. Trying to get some other names and stuff in. I'm currently talking to some people to add them into Season 4 and extend Season 4 a little bit if I can. But if I can't extend Season 4, then maybe 5 or 6. We'll see if we do a 6. I know there's going to be a Season 5. Whether there'll be a Season 6, I'm still not sure about that. But when things sort of stop with Season 4, which will be sort of end like September time, I'm going to be hopefully trying to find more stuff I can do on stream solo with chat to you guys. I also want to get back to doing the Joy of Chaos painting stream, which is really cool as well. We have a special guest on the Joy of Chaos painting stream at some point, which is Duncan Rhodes. He's going to be actually on the stream painting with us. He's already been on for a Q&A at the beginning of season 4, but he's also going to be on with us, chatting and chilling out and painting models on the Joy of Chaos painting stream. I'm Warrior Cosplay. Did you recognize the sticker on my toolbox? Not the turkey one. I did not recognize it. I was so confused because I wasn't sure which sticker you meant, either the not the turkey one or the one next to it. I wasn't sure. For anyone in chat, by the way, I'm looking for any and all stickers, just fun and nice stickers to put on my cosplay toolbox. I want to completely cover it. I want to get rid of the red if I can, and just have it all as stickers. I think that'd be really cool. I slapped an Evil Ted sticker on it. I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna cover this thing in stickers. But seriously, Tux, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really happy you agreed to this. I know obviously being on stream and stuff can be a bit nerve-wracking for you.
Yeah, just a bit.
But I'm oh god, it's a bad dragon sticker. Oh Jesus, never mind. I will shut up.
Yeah, when you said dragon logo in chat, there I was like, yeah, I think I know what he means.
Hey, I love that. Where are we? Levi the King. Yeah, you need a Slanesh sticker. Yeah, that'd be cool. Slanesh sticker would be awesome. I'd love to have a Slanesh sticker. I hope it's Levi. Levi, I hope it's that right. If not, I'll just call you the King. The King is in chat. I like that. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I really, really appreciate it. Welcome. So, once again, I would like to thank the wonderful TuxWhiteTiger for coming on to stream and doing a very much deserved Q&A. And incredibly informative as well. I genuinely hope you've enjoyed your time on here. We are going to be doing a raid, and I've already picked someone, so I do apologize if someone in chat had someone on their mind. I actually have someone I would love to go raid. We're going to go raid Cat Lux, who is who's second to last on my Q&A stream. She was actually a lot of fun to talk to.
But before we go, a couple of people mentioned earlier on about where could they get hold of me to ask a couple of questions.
Absolutely, yes.
Join the Discord.
Yes.
Join the Discord. I'm on the Armorer Cosplay Discord server. There's even a lovely friendly section in there in the text channels for non-40k cosplays. Just feel free to @ me if you have any questions.
You are TuxWhiteTiger on there as well, if I'm right in saying?
Yeah,
you are TuxWhiteTiger.
Feel free to hit me up if you have any questions, or if you want to chat, or if you just want to message me, just say hi.
And very much soon you will hopefully have your very own, hopefully Instagram, if not a Facebook page, maybe at some point. I very much hope you do. I think that would be really, really cool to have. But there are 9 of us in chat. I would really appreciate it if all 9 of you could join the raid to go raid Cat Lux. Once again, thank you so much to TuxWhiteTiger. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you guys join the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, please jump on the Discord and obviously read the rules, click complete, tick the box, click complete, and then go to the Warhammer faction selector, read the list of factions that we have available, just type one in and I will assign that faction to you. Thank you so much, Darren, for coming. We shall see you all again soon. When we go and raid Cat, can we all please do me a huge favor? Can you put hi? Yeah. Oh, let's do like hi mommy, something like that, something really funny like that. Just hi mommy in all capitals. That would be awesome. Just HI space MOM. That would be, or hi double MY. Yeah, hi mommy. That would be really, that'd be funnier actually instead of hi mom. That'd be really, really cool. So thank you everyone for coming, and we shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.